fortress in the hills. While at the tavern in the village, Hattori overheard rumors of an abandoned fortress up in the hills with a stockpile of darkstone, and has decided to go and claim it. It sounds too good to be true, and it probably is. Let's take a look at Hattori's stats since our last episode. We now have Luck 3, Health 20. We are now level 2 with 355 experience, 170 gold. We're carrying 5 anvils of weight, and we now have 1 corruption point. Let's continue on with Hattori's next adventure in the Forbidden Fortress. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of the adventures of Hattori Hanzo. Today we're going to be doing the first adventure from the Forbidden Fortress adventure book. We'll be hunting for darkstone. We're only going to look for a small stockpile, so we only need to find 2 clue icons to reach our mission objective. Without further ado, let's hold back the darkness. 9 is good. Rolling for movement. 3. Don't think we're going to scavenge, so let's hold back the darkness again. Eesh, double 3s. That will trigger the depth event Creeping Darkness. The darkness is always searching for a way out. Move the darkness 2 steps forward on the depth track. And that will give us our first darkness card. Shadow Clan Assassins. Boy, these ninjas just won't leave us alone. We got attacked by one outside of the tavern in town. Every hero takes 3 hits. For each failed defense roll, gain a bleeding marker instead of taking any damage. Alright. Well, we have a defense of 3+, so we have a pretty good chance. And we have defended all of them. Look here, ninjas. Okay, let's roll for movement. 6. We'll move forward 2 and look through. And we have found the kitchen. Let's reveal our exploration token. We have our first clue, 2 doorways. We have our growing dread and an encounter. We do have an advanced encounter for this room, and it is boiling pots. A small kitchen area resides here in one corner. Though abandoned, several large pots still sit over the fire, bubbling and boiling. The smell of fetid meat hangs in the air. Peering into one of the pots, you stir with a long-handled ladle, churning its contents to the surface. Alright, we need to make a luck 6+ test. And after upgrading during our town episode, we now have 3 luck. So we need a 6+. And we fail. If failed, the bloated visage of a human face rises to the surface, peering up at you from the stew. Take 3 horror hits, and add a growing dread card to the stack. Let's see if we can defend these horror hits. Our willpower is 4+. And we defend 2, and we take 1 sanity damage. Our exploration token encounter is The Only Way. In the center of the room, a lone figure of a samurai kneels in a blood-stained mat. His kimono is pulled down around his waist, holding a short sword to his abdomen. The dishonored warrior looks up, ashamed. "Stay back! It's the only way to reclaim my honor." Looking around the room, you realize that the floor is littered with disemboweled bodies of other samurai just like him. We can choose to try and reason with him, which actually we cannot. That's only an option if you are not a samurai hero. We must leave him to his fate. We move the darkness forward on the depth track to the next blood splatter space, which, as you know, gives us another darkness card. The darkness card we have pulled is Born of Darkness. All sinister enemies gain +1 on their to-hit rolls. Whenever an enemy group enters play, roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, they gain keyword Sinister. Remains in play. Let's hold back the darkness. 8 is good. Rolling for movement. 2. Let's go ahead and attempt to scavenge this room. We do not scavenge. We will hold back the darkness. Another depth event, double 4s. Splintered collapse. The broken and splintered ceiling of the fortress is unstable and prone to collapse. Each hero in the fortress immediately takes 3 hits that do 2 wounds each. Let's see if we can defend. 3+. And we defend all 3. Rolling for movement. 2. 2. We're still not quite there to look through the next room. So we will hold back to the darkness again. 7 is good. And we just need a 1. We will look through, and we have found a short passage. We've shifted the board just a bit. Let's hold back the darkness. 10 is good. Rolling for movement. We will look through into the next room and find a window room. Let's reveal our exploration token. We have 1 door and 1 encounter. Let's see what direction the door will be. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our door will be here. This room does not have an advanced encounter, so our exploration token encounter is Dark Infestation. The walls and floor here are covered in a thick mucus. A massive growth emanates out of a small, glowing tear in reality. It pulses and undulates as you stare on in horror. Make a lore 5+ test. Our lore is 2. We're good. If successful, gain 15 XP as you examine the dark growth. Then a dark shape shifts under the fleshy surface. Make a luck 5+ test. We have 3 luck. We pass. If successful, you pull something out of the ichor. Draw a loot card. Let's see what we will get here. Hopefully no more darkstone. We got... This should come in handy. Draw a gear card. The gear card we have drawn is Elegant Fan. Once per turn, you may add +2 damage to one of your combat hits, or reroll a single defense roll. Requires agility 3 or higher to use. And our agility is 3. We will hang on to that for now. Holding back the darkness. 7 is still good. Rolling for movement. 6. We will look through and we will find a Bathhouse. Shifting the board a bit again, let's reveal our exploration token. We have 2 doorways and 2 encounters, plus the advanced encounter for this room, giving us 3 encounters. The advanced encounter for the bathhouse is black water. A basin of black water sits on the far side of the room. The surface of the dark water is still, but for the occasional bubbles rising from below. Leaning in close, you peer into the opaque liquid, trying to see into its depths. Yes, there is something down there. Something reflective. We have to choose to either reach into the water, doing a luck 5+ test, or we do not disturb the water, we just add a growing dread card to the stack. Let's push our luck. We have 3 luck, so we need a 5+. It's reaching into the water. We are successful. If successful, draw a loot card pulled from the water. This time we pulled 1 Darkstone. That will go right into our Tansu chest. Our first exploration token encounter is Barred Door. A large wooden door sits at the far end of the room, barred and sealed with several heavy metal locks to prevent anything from getting in or getting out. We can choose to break the locks using strength and luck, or leave it be and add a growing dread card to the stack. Let's go ahead and try and break the locks. We have a strength of 4. We need a 5+. We still have a grit. We have our 5. If successful, gain 10 XP. The door opens and we make our luck test. We have a 3 for luck and we need a 4+. And we are successful. Every hero may draw a loot card. Alright. This is our loot run, apparently. This time we have pulled... This should come in handy again. Draw a gear card. This time our gear is... Weapon Poison. Attached to any hand weapon, your melee critical hits do +1 damage each, except to undead, constructs, or robot enemies. Well, we cannot use this because it is performer or outlaw only, so we will take it with us and sell it back in town. Let's hold back the darkness and continue moving forward. Oh, double 6s. That will trigger the depth event Stubborn Resolve. This place is horrible and unforgiving, but you're not about to give up without a fight. Each hero may immediately heal d6 wounds or sanity, any mix, or recover a grit. We're really not that wounded. We have 1 sanity damage from our trek so far, and we have 2 wounds from our town encounter. I think we'll recover the grit. That'll give us 2 grit. Let's roll for movement. We're just going to go to the shortest exit. 3. 1, 2, 3. Looking through, and we have found a T-junction passage. Holding back the darkness. 9 is good. Rolling for movement. 4. Let's look through and we will find a Darkstone altar. Revealing our exploration token. Oh, we have found our second and final clue. When the final clue is discovered, the heroes have found the Darkstone stockpile they were looking for. Ignore any attacks or encounters listed on this final exploration token. Also ignore any door or gate icons, as the objective room has no exits. Let's reveal our growing dread cards. first card, Ruthless Destruction. By order of the fallen shogun, no quarter is given to prisoners of war. They are staked or torn apart and left as a gruesome warning to all those that would oppose his will. The darkness moves one step forward on the depth track. If this moves into a blood splatter or growing dread space, every hero also takes d6 wounds, ignoring defense. Luckily, it will not do that. Our second growing dread card, Horrific Dread. The darkness seethes with evil as the shadows all around you begin to take on nightmarish shapes, twisting to form your worst fears. God dang it. The darkness moves one step forward on the depth track. If this moves onto a blood splatter or growing dread space, every hero also takes 2 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. This one will move onto a growing dread space, which will add another growing dread to the stack. But let's go ahead and see if we can defend these 2 horror hits. Our willpower is 4+. And we defend one and we take one, adding 2 more sanity damage. Our growing dread that we just triggered is At What Cost? Though you struggle on to complete your honorable goals, you begin to realize that this test of your courage may take a deeper toll than you had imagined. Until the end of this adventure, anytime a hero is KO'd, they lose 1 health permanently. Well, we still haven't used our 2 revive tokens, so hopefully we will not have to worry about this. Let's see what we will be fighting. We'll be pulling a high threat since we are doing a solo mission. We have pulled 1 Harinago apparition and 1 medium threat. Oh boy. The medium threat we pulled is a Paradise of Tengu. Let's see how many Tengu we'll be adding. 3. Okay, firstly, we'll be facing the Harinago apparition. She is weakened, meaning she has -1 to her combat and only her base health, and we do not draw a trait card. Not that that helps much, because she has Initiative 4, Terror 3, she is held aloft, which means she moves through other models and can change targets, but it's just us, so we're fine. Animated Hair. At the end of her move, every hero within 3 spaces takes d6 hits that do 1 damage each. Barbed Hooks. A hero that takes 2 or more wounds from the Harinago's animated hair gains an ensnared marker. She is also a Spectral Horror. This enemy does +1 damage on all of its hits against a hero with Spirit 2 or lower. Thankfully we have Spirit 3. She has 3 for movement. Her melee is 4+. She normally has 3 combat, but because of her just being an apparition, she only has 2 combat. They do 3 damage each. She has a defense of 3 and 20 for health. Now we do need to roll to see if she is sinister. So on a 1 or a 2, she will gain the keyword sinister. She does not. She also has keywords undead, ghost, and myth. So luckily our spirit urn will help out with that if we manage to kill her. The Tengu are Initiative 7. They have flight, which means they move through other models. They are sword masters. Tengu to hit rolls of 6+ will do double damage. They also parry. For each to hit roll of 1 that an adjacent hero rolls, cancel their highest rolled successful hit. If there is no successful hit left to cancel, instead this enemy does 1 free combat hit to that hero outside of the normal turn sequence. This ability applies to each Tengu model that is adjacent. They have 10 for movement. Their melee hits on 3+. They have 3 combat, and they do 2 damage each. They have a 3 for defense and 5 health. Alright, let's get crazy. We are going to use our fire sake to gain D3 Fury. Let's not even mess around. Let's try to fill up our gauge here. 1 Fury. And we'll take whatever we can get, right? Let's hold back the darkness. Five will fail. We also need to roll to see if the Tengu will be sinister. On the roll of a 1 or 2, they will gain keyword sinister. They do not. The Tengu will go first, surrounding poor Hattori. We're going to roll them individually, one at a time. We'll start with this Tengu. Rolling 3 combat. He scores 1 hit. This one. He also scores 1 hit. And then our last Tengu scores a Swordmaster hit. That one will do double damage if we don't block it. We have 3 hits to defend. I'm going to try to defend the normal hits first. We need a 3+. We defend 1 and we take 1. Let's see if we can defend this Swordmaster hit. We do not. So let's see if our armor can help us out here. We need to defend 6 wounds. We have armor 5+. We have defended 1 wound. So we'll be taking 5 wounds. Oh, maybe not. I kept forgetting to do this in our first adventure too. Once per turn, you may re-roll all of your failed rolls just rolled. So Wall of Steel we will be using. See if we can block any more of these hits. And 2 more. So we'll be taking 3 wounds. The Harinago will go next. She has movement of 3. We are within 3 spaces of her. So we will execute her animated hair move and we take D6 hits that do 1 damage each. 1 hit. See if we can defend. We need a 3+. We are good. She is out of range for traditional combat, so it is now Hattori's turn. We're at our max grit, so it will make a difference if we roll for movement. We have 3 combat, and we hit on a 4+. Critical hit, and 1 regular hit. We're going to use the Elegant Fan to add +2 damage to that critical hit. We're going to apply the critical to this Tengu right here. We need a 5 or higher to kill him. He takes 4 wounds. I'll use the Elegant Fan to add +2 damage to that hit, which will kill him. I don't know if this will help us, but let's go ahead and use 2 of our Fury to use Stalwart Advance. We can use Stalwart Advance when we kill an adjacent enemy to immediately move into their space, ignoring any escape tests, and we gain +1 combat for the current attack. So we will move back to where they were. We will roll 1 more combat, hitting on 3+. Scores another hit, so we have 2 hits. We can now assign. We'll start with this one right here. They do have 3 defense, so it's going to be -3 to the roll. I don't think there's any way I could actually kill him. But maybe we can wound both. Alright, let's see. -3 to the roll. 2 wounds. Let's go ahead and apply this next hit to that same Tengu, the wounded one. Again, that's -3 to the roll. 3 - 6 is 3. He is dead. We are again going to spend 2 Fury and use Stalwart Advance since we can use it multiple times per turn. We'll move into this position and we get another combat hit. And that is a hit. Rolling for damage, -3 to the roll. 5 minus 3 is 2. He will gain 2 wounds. Not gonna lie, this is going a lot better than I had anticipated. We may bump up to epic threats for our next adventure and see how that goes. So let's hold back the darkness. 7 will fail, getting us a darkness card. We have drawn Watch Out. Every hero must roll a d6. On the roll of a 1, draw a Growing Dread card and add it to the stack. On the roll of a 2, draw a Darkness card. On the roll of 3 or higher, that hero takes a number of hits equal to their roll. Alright, let's see. 3, so we will take 3 hits. We defend on a 3+. We defend 2 and we take 1 more wound. The Tengu will go, rolling his 3 combat against Hattori. Scores 3 hits. See if we can defend. We defend 1, we take 2 hits that do 2 damage each. Let's see if our armor will block these 4 wounds. We need 5+. We defend 1 and we take 3 more wounds. The Harinagu will go, getting her all the way adjacent to us this time, rolling her animated hair. She will do 4 hits. See if we can defend. We need a 3+. And we defend 2 and we take 2 hits. See if our armor will defend those. And we only take 1 wound. That does put us at 10 out of 20. I also just realized that we forgot to do our terror hits for the first turn of the fight. Our willpower is 4+. And we take all 3 sanity damage. She is also within range to roll her combat. Again, she has 2 combat because she's just an apparition. And she misses both. Rolling our 3 terror. Again, we need 4+ to defend. We defend 2, we take 1. It does give us 7 sanity damage out of 10. Rolling our 3 combat. Hitting on 3+. 1 critical and 1 regular hit. Let's roll our regular hit against the Tengu. We are -3 to the roll. 6 minus 3 is 3. He is dead. We will again spend 2 Fury and use Stalwart Advance, moving us into his space, giving us another combat hit. Another critical. Wow. Rolling our 2 critical against the Harinagu. I'm going to use the Elegant Fan for 1 of the hits. So we're going to be +2 to this roll. 8. And then our second critical will do 6 more damage. And that will give her 13 out of 20 wounds. 7 more to go for her. Holding back the darkness. 4 will fail. Rolling the Harinago's animated hair. We will take 1 hit. See if we can defend. Defend on a 3+. We are good. Rolling her 2 combat against us. She does 1 hit. See if we can defend. We do. Rolling our 3 combat against her. We got 2 hits. We're going to use our elegant fan, so we'll roll these separately. This roll will be -1 to the roll. 3 more wounds. And our last hit will be -3 to the roll. 1 more wound. Bringing her to 17 wounds total. We only need 3 more wounds. We will spend 4 fury and do our sweeping slice. We're doing it in the direction of the Harinagu. We automatically get 1 hit, and it does +1 damage. So let's see how much damage we're giving her. -2 to the roll. 3 minus 5. Sorry, 2 minus 5 is 3, which gives her 3 more wounds, which means she is dead. Let's see what loot we get from the Tengu and the Harinago. From the Tengu we have gotten... This could come in handy. Draw a gear card. Mark of the Oni. Use 2 Darkstone to attach to any item. Your attacks are +1 damage against large size or bigger enemies. And from the Harinagu... What's this? Draw an artifact card. We have drawn a Void Emblem. Use 3 Darkstone to attach to any item. Once per adventure, you may force Hold Back the Darkness roll to be re-rolled. Alrighty. For successfully finding our small stockpile of Darkstone, we gain 25 XP and D3 Darkstone. 1 Darkstone, which we will promptly put in our Tansu chest. With that, we have successfully completed our 2nd adventure in the Forbidden Fortress. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying Season 2, and we will see you in the next episode.